Hi Meow.
Hi Meow.
And welcome back to the channel.
I'm Shift.
And I'm Electro.
And we are
Shifter R.
Yes.
And we are doing another redraw, part of the family portrait stuff that we've been doing lately. You might remember the crystal one, and also the MeowMaos or the Octomade from last week or the week before, I forget.
Yep.
And this is the next one. So
this is our little kitten.
Yes. When I first drew this, we had just gotten the greedy kitten.
Yes.
He's not so much a kitten anymore.
But he's still greedy. He's like, I don't want to share my food. It's all mine.
He tries to steal the other cat's food. So we'll get into it. As you can see, this is the original picture on screen now, and basically I really still love this picture. I think it turned out really good. There's just some things that are a bit off, like the shoulder is up really high and it looks wrong now.
Yes.
As well as we wanted to make the hands bigger, the thigh that's on the leg that's pointed up, it looks like it's curving in the wrong direction. It just looks a little bit odd to me. So I wanted to fix that up, and then the lines are also really dodgy.
Yeah, on the hair.
Yes, especially because I drew this on Photoshop. And Photoshop is really bad when you're trying to draw fine lines because it picks up every single bump on the pad and stuff, so it's really hard to get good lines.
And there's a lot of bumps on the drawing tablets if you have cats.
Yes, there's always stuff. And I just wanted to fix up a few things, like make the legs a little bit longer because they looked a little bit short in comparison to his torso and stuff like that. So eventually I did a quick sketch of trying to fix up everything, and then I pretty much ended up fixing up everything. Because I'd go back, I went in there, and then I was like, oh no, that's wrong. I don't like that anymore. I don't like this. I don't like that. And
it just slowly turned into a complete redraw, really.
Yes. So we'll go over to here now after I've done the sketch, and as you can see, I've tried to fix it up as much as I could. We've got the thighs, the legs, everything. The armor as well, I tried to do sketches to fix up because I noticed I'd drawn the armor on the leg completely wrong. And I'd cut pieces off, and I'm like, what was I even thinking? And yeah, so basically I just got the body down packed, and then when I went to do the good copy, I changed more of it. The face I ended up completely changing again. Because, I don't know, I just didn't like the face. It looked droopy the way I had drawn it, and he looked kind of sad.
Yeah.
So I wanted to lift it up and make him look more
stunning.
Elevated and stuff like that. And he had the cheekbones still and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my god, your cheekbones, they're amazing.
Yes. And so that's basically the start of it. So we'll show you the speed drawing now on what I did. So the face, I think I drew 10 different faces, because all of them, they just looked a bit wonky.
Yeah.
Especially with the lines, it kind of broke it up into weird places. So there's those weird faces where they draw the faces of the face.
Yeah.
And it's weird geometric looking faces and stuff. If you want to do robots, I'd really suggest looking at those because they really do help a lot on where you should put the lines.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, because if you just put them in the wrong spots, it can instantly make the face look concaved and weird in certain places, and that's the issue I was having. So I had to really think about the faces and the planes of the face to get it really sorted out. And I think that was probably the hardest part, was getting the face.
And I didn't know that I actually like robots. Usually it's yeah, robots, they're a thing,
Says the person who grew up in quotes Transformers all the time. You did like robots.
Yeah, true. Yeah, well, a little bit about the character as well. It is based on our kitten. That isn't a kitten anymore. But its race is two different races. It's a demon and a cyborg. So it's not actually a robot, it's a cyborg.
Yeah.
So it's living metal on a person instead.
Hence why he still has hair, because, he's living metal.
Exactly. And it's metal hair as well, so he could use that as a weapon.
Yeah.
And the reason that he's got those weird things that come from his chest to the back, and yes, it's a male, is that it's left over from his demon counterpart.
Yeah, so the bad E-wing type things, but we want to do something completely different and do hopefully a wing arm things without the wing part, but in a place where you'd never think they would come from.
Yeah.
So that's why we did from the chest, and I just love that look. It looks so alien and so cool but creepy at the same time, and I just love it.
Yeah, and the idea for the hair is samurai, kind of you know how they've got the like chignon, but then they have the really, really thin ponytail? I'm like, I want a thin ponytail that's like a whip. It just goes on and on and on and on.
So long hair again, basically.
Yeah. And then, of course, our cat has got this really white streak on him. So I wanted to put a white streak in the front of the hair to symbolize it's the same
Just to
person.
show it's the cat, you know, and it's him, and which is really cool. And as you can notice as well, in the good copy now, like I've changed the design of some pieces. Like now the breastplate, there's like a line that now comes down into the stomach, and I actually turned all the metal into like more like a six-pack looking thing instead of just like the flat slats that I had before, because it made it
Instead
look
of plating, it actually works as muscles.
Yeah, so
and I feel like it's got more movement as well.
Yeah, which is the idea. Like I was like, okay, before it was like I didn't quite understand how to do like mecha and armor and stuff. Now I've done a few more things, so I'm like, let's go for it. Let's just make it as realistic as possible. And I'm like, it looks so good. Like all the plating and stuff. I'm just like, I never thought I'd be ever to like draw robot things.
You're welcome.
I thank you. Like I remember back when we first got together and you wanted me to draw like mecha stuff. I'm like,
I want
crazy.
my own transformer, and you're just like, bye.
Yes, I was literally like that. I'm like, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to draw anything robot related. Like robots were the scariest thing.
Yeah, I wanted like Beast Wars meets like the normal Transformers like fused together, and then I burst out laughing when someone commissioned us to actually make a Transformer. I'm like, good luck.
Yes, I was like, oh my god. But she turned out awesome. I think her name was Sky.
I thought it was like Skyscream or something.
No, that's the actual person.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I think she was Sky, and she turned out pretty awesome, and that really helped. I did like a cool 3D helmet thing, and it looked 3D, so I was happy with that. 'Cause, you know, that's the thing about mechas and robots is that it has to look like 3D objects. With humans, you can kind of get away with a little bit more 2D, but with robots, you have to actually figure out how to do the 3D aspects, otherwise it can look a bit weird.
Yeah.
So with this one, when it comes to the shading later on, that was like the biggest, scariest thing to the whole, like actually make it look like the metal's over it, top of each other.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's interacting, like when he moves, it looks like it could actually work properly.
Yeah, without folding over the top and stuff.
Yeah, and like it didn't look like the metal's gonna crush each other as soon as he bends.
Like on the leg with the previous picture. That already had it.
Like for some reason I drew the metal pieces going down the side of his leg, and I'm like, when he moves, that's just gonna break or crush in on itself. So in this one I had to like change it.
I tried to tell you, if there's a world that basically everything is harsher than now, then skin would be more like a metal. It would still move fluently like our skin moves on a creature, so you wouldn't really have to worry about that. Every single metal piece that is hard on our planet would be soft compared to them on their planet. But still, you know, helping it fit into this reality that you're currently in kind of works.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like I'm thinking about it like, how would I make it real myself if I was creating it? And you're like, no, it's alien, you can do this stuff. I'm like, but to me, I want it to make sense, like in logic. And my logic tells me that ain't gonna work. So I
on Earth.
Yes, so I don't like it when it was like that. So I'm like, I have to change it. So I did, and I think it looks really cool now. Like it, I love it. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys hear I say that a lot, but it's like, when I think back to this picture when I first did it, I was in so much doubt. Like I was constantly to shift, like I can't draw this, I can't draw robots, mechas, I can't do this, and I in constant doubt constantly with this.
But this was one of the pictures we always referred back to of everything, because not only was it something that was super positive, but also I designed this whole thing and you kind of just made it Super Saiyan. Like every single thing that's on there, you just improved upon instead of outright changing. So it was such a pivotal point creatively as well. And the thing is about doubt with your art, you're always doubting yourself. Everyone's always down on themselves.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like I've come to realize now that I should probably not doubt everything I do, because when I do that, I kind of put off doing art, and I get into this mood where I'm trying to avoid it because I constantly think, I can't do this. It's too far out there for me.
And I think that's why you're always surprised when you do these voiceovers and you're like, I actually like it. It's complete surprise in your voice. You're like, I can't believe I did something and I undoubtedly love it.
Yes, I know, and I feel like when we do these voiceovers and I say it so many times that I love it, I feel bad because I feel like maybe I'm coming across too self-absorbed as well, but if I don't love it, why am I doing it?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I keep referring back to, like, I love this art, I love what I've drawn, why not be proud of it? Because if I'm not proud of it, it's just gonna put me down and I'm not gonna wanna do it. And that's what I was doing. I was quitting for years on end because I kept putting myself down. And now I'm just like, stop it. If you think I'm being egotistical, then deal with it. This is what I like doing. This is my art. I love it. And I'm happy that I actually do something like this.
Yeah.
And I feel so much better about it. And it just makes me want to do this even more.
Exactly.
And I don't know. I'll repeat myself now. I get into things. So, anything else?
I think that's about it. I did another amazing color job.
Yes.
Also, those little things that you put on the feet.
Oh, the little high heel things?
Yes.
Yes. I put those in because it's like animal looking.
Yeah, grippers. Oh, his powers. Even though he's a demon and cyborg, his powers were electricity and super speed, because we thought electricity, cyborg, as well as super speed because of all the muscles that you'd have being a demon as well. But, and that's as well with the wings. They actually act as, speed amplifiers and stuff.
Yeah.
But when we saw our cat be ninja on his cat tower and basically go sideways up it effortlessly, we're like, he is wind and super speed.
Yeah, it's like that movie, like The Exorcist or whatever, how she's like crawling up all over the walls. He's kind of like that. You wake up in the middle of the night, he's up in the corner and he looks at you like, man, you're like, what are you doing? So, also the colors, I've totally forgot there's coloring in this picture.
Yes. The original coloring was mostly black with a little bit of yellow and a little bit of orange. And I like to create color schemes for everybody. So I created a color scheme for you, color scheme for me, color scheme for Moody, and Greedy has his own color scheme, which is mostly yellow with accents of black and accents of orange. But if there's another color on top of that, it is very, very, very small accents of red. So what we did with this one is we focused more on the yellow and the orange and used the black and red as smaller accents.
And I feel like these colors work so good together. Like at the end, when after the shading and everything, like I went crazy with the metal. I think the metal, the gold, took me roughly 4 hours.
Yeah.
This video was like an hour long, even sped up, and I had to cut out so much because it was just ridiculous how long I spent on the metal. Like I did the shading on the metal, then I did like a highlight, then I did like white reflex on the metal as well, like that, and then I did like another overlay of more yellow just because it kind of lost some of the yellow to it and we wanted it to be as bright yellow as possible. So that by itself just like was a really long process, but oh my god, it looks so good.
Yeah, and even with the hair, with the white streak, he's also got naturally a lighter kind of orange in his fur. So I did that one, and the best thing about when you do ginger hair is, depending on what orange you lay down, you can highlight and low light with reds, yellows, golds, and it just brings a whole dimension into it. I mean, I've even seen you highlight orange or orange hair with pink.
Yeah.
And it just makes it give this whole different dimension.
Well, I love doing orange hair because I can do that. I can use oranges, yellows, pinks, and even reds. And when you mix all those colors together in the hair, it just looks so pretty. And
it's
so,
like radiant.
I know, like his hair turned out like so like glittery looking. I just want to touch it and run my fingers through it because it just looks so magical. And I'm like, I want that color.
Yeah, and he can even flip his hair with his like back things. Like he can just stand there and he's like flips hair, pose.
So good, I love it. Well, yes, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this redraw and let us know what you think. Do you like what we did with the new one, or do you like bits and pieces of the old picture? I don't know, just let us know. Put down in the comments, and don't forget to
like and subscribe
and click that bell notification button.
And there'll be links in the description below.
Yeah, usually. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see if we feel like it. And well, you can go binge watch all of our other ones if you're new. So we'll see you around.
Bye bye.
Bye meow.
Bye meow.
Bye meow.